The ED, a chaotic basement, crazy days full of patient care. The ED, full of sick, sad people lining up to say, please help, it hurts.
Up goes the wait time and we're swamped like always. We need more docs to do this job. System issues stay the same while my patients wait in pain. Something has got to change.
Morning, Rob.
Good morning, Doc.
And where are you off to?
I'm paging the palliative team. I've got this patient who's going to be so hard to place, and he's on the brink of...
That's nice. Michael, let's sign out. Hurry up.
Look, there he goes, that doc is strange, no question. Gloomy and grumpy, so headstrong. Never smiles or tells jokes, cause he's always writing notes. No denying he's an ED doc, Rob Wong.
Hey, Beats, I am. Are your kids pooping?
Hobie, we're psych. Put down that knife. I need more back.
That's too rough, then.
We must do more to fix this ED strife. There he goes, Rob Wong is so efficient, discharging people left and right, ordering a stem CT to rule out a huge PE. How exhausting it must be to be so bright. Oh, isn't this amazing? It's my favorite part because you'll see. He'll say he just fell on it, but his wife won't look him in the eye or touch his teeth.
Well, it's no wonder that they say he's jaded. He's been worn out his whole life long. Even though he likes to mock, he's a kind of standing doc. He's a cut above the rest of us.
Hard-working for the rest of us. He represents the best of us. Rob
Once upon a time, in a hospital far, far away,
Hey, can we get an IV for bed, too?
there lived an ogre named Robert Huang.
Can we please get this guy some oxygen?
Oh, coming. Sorry, Dr. Wong. The residents were using the IV tanks as oxygen again.
Dr. Huang also happens to be my attending on emergency medicine. He toils day in and day out, taking care of all the fairy tale emergencies of the land. Like Humpty Dumpty here, who fell off a wall.
Dude, I wasn't even that high, man. Totally sent it, though.
Okay, tell me about this patient, and don't forget to include your assessment and your plan.
Right. Okay, so this penis is... No, I'm so sorry. This patient is Mr. Big Bad Wolf, age, definitely adult, who's here with his girlfriend, Little Red Clitoral Hood. So the story goes, Little Red was riding... It was adult nap time, shall we say, and the baloney pony was...
Okay, Jesus Christ. We were having sex. I mean, come on, what, are they teaching you abstinence-only education in medical school now, too?
Right, I'm sorry, sex. So my assessment is there's a situation with the penis.
Oh, you're making it worse.
Okay, buddy. We treat priapism in the ED all the time. How long you been, stuck like that?
4 hours and 20 minutes, and it hurts real bad, Doc.
Dude, 420? Nice. Here, I know what might help you relax.
No. So for plan, I was thinking we could call radiology and get an x-ray.
Did someone say x-ray? Is there a broken bone? It's me, Dr. Perry Penicano. And my colleagues, Dr. Quint and Dr. Dawn.
We don't do anything for this type of bone.
Any self-respecting doctor knows we don't need x-rays for erections. We try to not solicit dick pics, Rob.
Check this out. Hey, I thought you couldn't see.
He's on to us. Scatter!
Oh, Dr. Azra Ahmed, I've got a patient here with a gazillion bruises and a fever, and I've been paging you for hours. I think it's leukemia. What's the holdup?
Well, have you ordered any tests?
Yeah,
Were they the right ones?
I think so.
Well, what did they say?
That it's leukemia.
Sounds like you've got it all under control. Good luck with that.
Okay. Oh, Dr. Adam Helms, finally, the genetics send you to come check out my 16-year-old that passed out during a pacer test. He's got a murmur so loud, my med student could hear it.
What? What? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm grabbing my bike from the ED bike shop. Dr. Graham Smith was giving it a tune-up. Later.
Later, I suppose. Oh, finally, Dr. Ketty Peterson. I've been waiting on a palliative consult. I've got a patient here who's got late-stage heart failure. Could you take a look at him?
Yeah, I don't know, Rob. It seems a little bit too lively in there. Maybe try internal medicine? Sorry.
What is going on? Why won't any of the specialists see my patients? Dr. Linda Selwa, you're a specialist. Do you know why no one is responding to any of my pages?
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm just here to pick up DoorDash for the neurology team.
Ugh! Well, it's just getting worse and worse. We're gonna have patients in the hallways by 10 a.m., and it's not even a full moon.
Listen, Rob, I like you, so I'll help you out. It sounds to me like you need to talk to Doug Gelb.
Douglas J. Gelb? The neurologic guy with the dummy thick forearms? Oh my God. Is someone having a stroke?
No. He's head of the Council of the Specialists. Oh, look, I've already said too much. He has optic nerves everywhere. Just come upstairs and visit sometime. Trust me.
Council of Specialists, huh? It's classic Michigan. Seems like no one's willing to do any work around here except for me. Sometimes the ED sucks. The long waits make me pout. At times I feel I'm drowning and there is no way I will get out. They all rely on me. I'm always there and prompt. And though I try, the trackboard keeps filling and we stay just as swamped. I just keep calling consults to get my patients seen. And so the most that I can do is dream. Stuck in the ED tonight. Stuck in the ED tonight. Stuck paging doctors who've forgotten all the basics. Stuck in the ED tonight. Stuck hoping specialists see how tough the ED can be. I know the way you specialists like cushy clinics. Cooks come and toil with me. A doctor can't ignore their patients. It isn't fair, and it's not nice. These losers will not come no matter how often we call, and my patients must pay the price. So now I am off on my way to resolve this malignant delay. I'll do what's needed to help all my suffering patients. I won't be stuck in. Can't keep me stuck in. I won't be stuck in the ED tonight. Oh, you're still here? Go home.
Oh, I'm happy to stay and write some notes.
Okay, Gunner.
No, go home. It's really okay to go home and to be a normal human being.
Hey, what are you two doing here? You're not supposed to be here.
Excuse me. Where are the, doctors?
Oh, I know. I bet they're all at the climbing gym, drinking craft brews or whatever.
Don't be such an ass. A doctor has to come through here. Oh, like him! Dr. Huang, how are you?
I'm fine, Dr.
Oh, excuse me. I'm Dr. Beth Jones. I'm a family medicine doctor. I sent a patient to the ED for a bloody nose, and I'm just here to check on him.
And I'm Dr. Jason Kahn. I'm a med peds doc. I sent a patient here with an acute abdomen earlier today. Any chance he's been seen by surgery?
Seen? By surgery? I haven't seen any specialists doing any care in this ED for days. Dr. Kahn, I saw your patient. I diagnosed appendicitis. He's on antibiotics for as long as he can, wait here until he gets onto the floor, whenever that might be.
Woofda. What about my patient?
She's fine too. No thanks to ENT. I just cauterized that nosebleed myself since they never showed up.
Wow! Gee whiz, mister! You just took care of all of them? Just like that?
You have got to teach me how to do that. Beth, imagine how fast I could be. Like, boom, patient 1, boom, patient 2, just start here, referral here, Bill.
What is going on here?
You've inspired us. We never see hospital doctors anymore. Honestly, all I ever see are my boomer patients and blurry photos of their shits.
Yeah, me either. Jason, I have an idea. What if we shadowed him?
Beth, you read my mind. It's a date!
Oh, yes!
What? No, I'm still right here. I can hear you. No, I just got my med student to go home and leave me alone.
Winnie, please.
No. I appreciate the compliments, but I shouldn't have to do all this work by myself. Specialists just won't come see my patients anymore. That's why I've got to go talk to their boss.
Wait a second. Hang on. Where are all these specialists anyway? Oh, Jason, you think they're making new lectures for the M1s?
Good one, Beth.
No.
Obviously not. You think $60,000 to $70,000 a year in tuition per student is enough to buy new lectures? No, it's so expensive they can't even add subtitles on the existing ones. No, I'm not sure what's up, but I'm going upstairs to figure it out. I heard there's a whole council of specialists up there.
Well, perfect. All the more reason for us to come along with you.
You really won't let this go, will you?
Listen, sir, we need specialists to see our patients, too.
Okay, fine. Just be sure to keep up.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. We can track our steps, share wild patient stories, and when we pass the cafeteria, I'm snagging waffles!
But he's kind of scary. Oh, so, what's it like working in an emergency department?
I would say that working in an ED is a bit like an onion.
Oh, I don't eat alliums. FODMAPs make me toot like a French horn.
You guys still eat solid food? I just drink the Ensures that patients leave in the clinic waiting room.
Ugh. Remind me not to invite you two to potlucks. Let's try this again. I would say that emergency departments are a bit like adrenal cortices.
Oh, I get it. It's like salty, sweet, and sexy in there.
And they're derived from the neural crest?
What? No. Layers. Emergency departments have layers. Adrenal cortices have layers. Layers and layers and layers and layers of paperwork just to get anything done.
Oh, okay, sure.
Wow, what an incredibly elegant and not at all shoehorned reference.
Oh, we must be near Peds. I see color on the walls, and I'm not feeling an overwhelming sense of dread anymore.
Oh, it's even more chaotic in here than the ED. And that graffiti on the walls is just so distracting.
Those are drawings by the sick children.
Huh. Is that Caillou? Oh my God, I hate him and his stupid bald little head. All he does is complain.
Sounds like somebody that I met today.
Hey, have you guys seen a 2'6" blonde kid with more tubes coming out of him than a water park? He just C-diffed all over the nurse when we were going over his pokes and procedures plans on family-centered rounds, and he bolted.
What the hell is family-centered?
No time to chat. Gotta catch babies so I can honor this clerkship.
Was that a unicorn? Oh, did they replace therapy dogs?
Oh no, that was just Dr. Mike Englesby.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Welcome, students, to your neurology sub-I. I am the famous author, Dr. Doug Gelb, obviously. Congratulations on making it this far. You now have the privilege to help instruct M2s. This is a good thing. Please clap. Yes, thank you, please, you're too kind. I'd like to introduce a special guest today, everyone, Dr. Corinne Marasco, who will be helping to demonstrate our physical exam techniques on our volunteer.
Thank you for having me today. I haven't had this much fun since they canceled lobotomies.
Quickly, students, name this exam maneuver.
Oh, I know. Is that the Babinski?
Very well. But what was the finding?
Positive?
Negative! Marasco, go!
Not my
Localize that!
So if the toes come down, is the Babinski still intact, or can a patient even have a Babinski if they don't even have a foot?
You cretins! Nobody knows how to interpret the Babinski maneuver. Its meaning is still being worked out in the primary literature. It's the Kobayashi Maru of neurology.
You know, I always took him for more of a Star Wars guy than a Trekkie.
Hold up. If we don't know what it means, why do we even do it?
Why, to watch them squirm! Now then, students, what will happen when Dr. Marasco here cuts nerve roots C5 and 6?
I know this. C5.
Oh, God, you're slower than a 90-year-old's timed up and go.
Clunky?
No! This isn't West Side Story. Marasco, do it.
Not the plexus! Not the brachial plexus!
Wait! No, it's herbs! It's herb palsy!
You're too late! Neurology doesn't give second chances. Just like the diseases we treat, we are relentless and unforgiving. Let's see how much you've all truly regressed. Does anybody here know why we are torturing this gingerbread student?
Did they write no focal deficit without actually doing a neuro exam?
Good heavens, no. You think I would show this much mercy to somebody who disrespected the sacred neuro exam?
It's a trick question, you fools! This student volunteered for this. You suckers truly will do anything for a $5 Amazon gift card.
Ooh, next, reflexes. Corinne, get the bat.
Wait! Dr. Gelb! Dougie! Just for my own education, can I ask a question about the neurology department?
What? What must you ask me?
Do you know the Fortress Man?
The Fortress Man?
The Fortress Man!
Yes, I know the Fortress Man that lives on Blanket Fort Lane.
I'm angry at the
Fortress Man.
The Fortress Man?
The Fortress Man! Why didn't he invite us to his party?
That's it! Why does everyone care more about Zach London's dumb party than localization?
But Dr. Gelb, we care about localization.
You do? Oh, congratulations. You've earned yourselves a 9.
Really?
On your mochas! Begone! Fools before I fail you. I have prestige to chase. Come on. You're okay. I know, I'm dreadfully funny. Thank you all so much for waiting. I'm sorry for holding things up. I was just doing some teaching.
Why'd you call all of us here? I have anal warts to Bobby.
Ah, yes, Dr. Amy Suwanable. I'm so glad you could find the patience to wait just a few minutes. I know how much you surgeons struggle with the marshmallow test.
Well, patience is overrated. Get on with it, Doug.
Very well. I'll start by posing a question to you all. How have things been going since we decided to stop seeing new patients? Dr. Tom Sisson, you may begin.
Well, I must say it's been nice. Nice having more time to devote to my current patients and my teaching duties, since I don't have to argue for 3 hours a day with insurance companies about prior auths for PFTs. Hear this. I've been able to actually read the doctoring material before teaching the class, and I've even learned some of those tiny monsters' names. Before, I was so stressed about keeping up with my new consults, I was beginning to feel burned.
Shh! We don't talk about that, sweetie.
Thank you, Dr. Owen Albin. I was keeping up just fine before, but I'll admit the extra time has been nice.
But I heard from Marshall Runge that he can't afford to keep paying us doctor salaries unless we're doing, actual doctor things. And the dean said that I can only torture medical students for 0.2 FTEs.
I can't afford to lose any more salary. My dialysis machine ASMR channel on YouTube only has 69 subscribers. I can't live off that.
Excellent point, Dr. Mariani. I'm also very worried people will think I'm not working hard enough if they don't see me sleeping in the hospital.
Very true, Dr. Lena Napolitano. We specialists must maintain the reputation as the hardest working people in the hospital. I was worried that this might become a problem, but fortunately for you all, I have thought of a solution.
But of course, Lord Gelb, you require therapy.
What? Are you encephalopathic? Dr. Sawanabal, do his eyes look yellow to you?
I don't normally look at that end. My chart template just assumes everyone's anicteric, but I'm always happy to check down below.
No. I misspoke earlier. Clearly, talking about one's feelings is stupid and pointless. Not something I'd need either.
It doesn't take a professional to identify an asshole anyway. Put your anoscope away.
I have an idea. We could do a musicale to raise money. I used to play a mean Carol Kaufman.
Oh, God. You people are so distractible. Listen, the solution to our problem is grants.
Why would I want to write a grant? I'm no herb like Dr. Sisson. Plus, research sounds like way more work than seeing new patients.
How dare you, Dr. Eric Bates! You balding half-wit!
Now, sweetie, don't get worked up.
You're just jealous of my luscious mane!
Calm down, Pumpkin. He's not just
Why
jealous.
must they pick on me, the fairest of them all?
Oh, he's just jealous. Not everyone can be as handsome and charming as my sweet prince.
But Godmummy, he called me a mean name.
Dr. Gelb, maybe the next time you try and start a conspiracy, you should double check that everyone has maybe a double-digit Glasgow coma score.
Listen up, plebeians! If we bring in enough money with research, we can justify our sense of self-importance. And more importantly, our salaries. We'll never have to see a single new patient ever again.
But won't writing grants be a ton of work? I thought the whole point was to have less work and not more.
That's just it, my Tommy boy. We write grants for things that we already do. For example, the effects of impeccable neurological examinations on forearm strength. Or dialysis machine ASMR videos on sleep quality. You get the idea.
There's no way the NIH is gonna fall for that. I don't know how to write a grant. That's outrageous.
Me either.
So, who's going to write all of the words? Don't tell me it's you, Dougie, because we all fall asleep when we try to get through your book.
Funny. Joking aside, I've thought of a solution for that too. What if I were to tell you all that I've compiled a list of grant writers from the entire land, and that they're all ours to recruit? Once we have them writing grants for us all day long, we will be the happiest, most well-adjusted specialists that Michigan medicine has ever seen! I know your attention span's lacking. It's as short as a surgeon's temper. But thick as you are, stop your slacking! My words aren't for mere amateurs. It's clear we do not want new patients. The reward is simply too low. But with grants, we're talking huge payments. Reimbursements can finally go. So imagine unlimited funding to do work that we already do. New prizes to win once the funding comes in.
Will I be your author?
Sure, just need a grant writer. I know it sounds boring, but research will soar when we finally submit our awards. Yes, our tenure so sweetly assured. Grant secured.
Yeah, grant secured, but how?
We recruit a grant writer.
But can't we just do that ourselves?
No, we need someone with funded grants.
Great idea. And then they'll be the PI.
You idiot! I will be PI!
But that'll mean doing all the work?
And we'll take all the crits! The future is littered with prizes, and though I'm the first of three, the point that I must emphasize is you're all second authors to me! So prepare for the grants of the century! Be prepared for aims 1, 2, and 3!
Brain cancer remission, a case report written, a tumor elated, an abstract created.
A king undisputed, respected, saluted, I'll be seen for the god that I am. Yes, a writer's success is assured. Grant secured. Yes, our funding and prestige procured. Grant secured. Yes, clap for me. I knew you would all see things my way, so I took the liberty of recruiting the help of our wonderful director of admissions, Magic Tina. Oh, Tina on the wall, who's the best grant writer of them all?
Sit back and relax, my lord. It's time for you to meet today's eligible grant writers. I pulled these videos from their Michigan expert profiles. It's not easy to shine in video essays, but these three blew me away.
What's up, cucks? It's me, beta cell mitochondria expert and physician scientist, Scott Suleimanpour. I can be the powerhouse of your cell.
This guy, Gelb! This guy, choose him! He seems like he can really carry the weight. Wait, right, guys? Come on.
Maybe. Who's next?
Hi, I'm Kate Kraft. I'm told I give off real Snow White vibes, but I'm not sure why. It might be because my 7 surgical residents follow me around and watch me while I sleep. On call.
Ooh, love a female surgeon. Lord Gelb, pick her.
Hi, I'm Seetha Monrad, methodology queen of the rheumatology scene. My interests include medical education, messing with students' grades for fun, and beanies. In my spare time, I do the job of 3 other deans, and
Enough! Enough. I think I get the gist. Who to choose? Who to choose?
Pick 3. Pick 3. You should pick 3. It does not get much more specialized than rheumatology. I think just on pure branding, we should go with number 3.
I'm not convinced. After all, don't rheumatologists just stick everyone with the roids? What do you think, my sweet Tommy boy?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was shuddering at the thought of this hair being obscured by some beanie.
What does a rheumatologist even do anyway? Lena, I've never removed the rheum organ before. Have you?
Well, I black out every time I do a bedside X-lap, but if it's in there, I've probably taken it out of someone at some point.
Enough, imbeciles. I think I'm going to go with number
1,
3.
Lord.
2.
Number
3.
3.
Number 3, ha! Excellent choice. As I said, the leader of this. Me, yes.
Wonderful. Now, one thing I probably should have mentioned, she might not be available anymore. I just haven't updated the PowerPoint yet.
What?
I know. Who updates PowerPoints?
What's a PowerPoint?
What are you doing here, Dr. John Williams? The meeting for our non-inferiority trial between our lecture videos and Ambien is not until tomorrow.
Okay.
Shut up! You shut up! Do not start another sentence with me in this scene all night!
Mira lady, please continue. Can we get her or can't we?
Well, you'll have to ask her. She's been swamped with administrative duties recently. She may need some convincing, and you should probably know at 5 p.m. every night she usually...
Wait. Convince her? Who would need convincing for this?
I'm not even sure what to say to that.
I see. Well, she's the best, and we need the best. We just need someone with excellent communication skills to really sell this gig.
That describes exactly none of us, or we wouldn't be specialists. We'll have to recruit somebody from the hospital. If only there was a way to evaluate physician communication skills.
Oh, oral exams.
Make them calculate an AA gradient.
No, I know. We'll have a tournament! A tournament to find the best communicator in all the land.
Lord Gelb, please. Lord Gelb, please come quick. There's been an emergency.
Has somebody run off with your hoverboard again, Dr. London?
No?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very well. Just a moment. I'm afraid we'll have to adjourn for now. But tomorrow, a tournament! Huzzah!
Dragon McKean, look at this. They just published a study on how med students' nightmares decrease reaction times to airborne surgical instruments.
Seetha, focus. You know there's an all-class meeting in an hour regarding this month's grade changes for the M2s, and you've barely done anything to prep. Don't make me light a fire under your ass.
Hey, I meant to do it last night.
Well, now that you've been promoted, I can't just keep sending Dean Gay to give non-answers every time you don't have sufficient time to do your dean duties.
I'm sure it'll go okay. I'm working with an M4 right now on their capstone project to make an Anki deck explaining the grade changes.
Wow, I guess those capstone grants really will fund any project.
Oh, Erin, I just wish I could wave a magic wand and complete all of my administrative responsibilities. That way, I can go back to my one true love, research.
Yes, we're all very busy. We can't all be like Dr. Dimmick. Hey, did you hear that last week Dr. Quache had to pull that dude's head out of his own ass? Never seen anything like it.
I heard about that. It is crazy he was able to tweet all the way up there, even in the dark.
I know. I mean, hey, stop getting distracted. Check your email at least. There's bound to be a couple M1 queries about the latest uterine pathology quiz.
Oh, come on. How hard can it be to memorize a couple hundred different forms of ovarian cancer? Oh, look. Another interim dean position just opened.
Another one.
Should I take it?
You already have 3. Wouldn't that be a little much?
Yeah, but it's fine. I thrive on chaos.
Look, I just want to make sure that the medical school is running smoothly, and you're a big part of that. But you keep getting distracted by things like this.
I know. It's just that sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Hey, you're enough. You're a world-renowned rheumatologist, and I'm your accountability buddy, your partner in grind, 2 persevering peas in a pod.
Oh, thanks, accountability buddy. I don't know what I'd do without you. And listen, I know their students call you a mean old dragon, but you're really only just 2 of those things.
Hey, watch yourself.
All right. I've got work to do, so get out of here with your bovie breath. And I promise I won't take any new jobs while you're gone.
I have more on my list to do today than I do patients with a positive ANA. An educator and a healer, a scientist, a mother, and a dean. All of this just to gain academic esteem. Medicine discriminates between the doers and the don'ts. We try to skip by, but you won't. When output determines rank, we work and we strive and we hope. We might breathe, but we slow. And if there's a way that I can do it all without dropping the ball, I'm willing to work for it. I'm willing to work for it. I'm variable, I can't control. I am unstoppable, failure is impossible. Research is falling behind, clinic notes are late. Better work harder, there is no time to waste. Chasing success is an endless uphill climb. There is so much to do, still I have so much to prove. I'm trying my best, but I'm running out of time. How will I get myself through? Oh, my other coworkers, I see them having lives, taking breaks, taking lunch, taking space. Their personal lives take precedence over future excellence. But for me, well, I know what it takes. There is a reason I have success while so many have less. Cause goddammit, I'm willing to work for it. I'm willing to work for it. Medicine discriminates between the doers and the don'ts. When output determines rank, we will work, we will strive. Without dropping the ball, 'cause I'm willing to
Where are we?
This is Taubman.
You mean where the med students hang out? I'm not sure I'm ready to relive those days.
No. The other one. This is where all the clinics are.
Wow, there are so many posters of Erica Newman.
Up here in the hospital, they have real food too. You know, hot, made to order. Rumor has it, there used to be a Subway.
Don't you know? These specialists aren't eating peanut M&Ms for dinner every night.
Hey, they've got protein. We've got the good vending machines in the ED.
Ooh, looky. It's a dermatologist. She looks so well rested and completely wrinkle-free. Working up here must be a dream.
Well, I'd be wrinkle-free too if I had Botox and if I never saw any patients. I don't know. I'm just not sure this is the place.
Just listen closely for the sounds of patients hitting the floor. Dr. Gelb can't resist pulling over patients to test their postural tone.
Oh, hey, quit it!
Gotcha.
All right, cut it out, you two. Hey, come back here. I feel like he's compensating for something.
Welcome to Talman, it's a perfect place. Here we have some rules, please respect this space. Come before the sunrise, then you'll get seen in time. Talman is a perfect place. Do not bite, scream, or kick, or she'll police your face. Talman is a perfect place.
Physicians, gather round. For today we will choose the standard bearer of standardized patients, our chosen champion.
Huzzah!
You will be asked to demonstrate your communication skills in a good old-fashioned CCA. Some of you may not meet expectations, but that is a sacrifice that I am willing to make.
First up, Dr. Rishi Reddy.
You may now enter.
Hello, Peon. It is I, Rashindra Reddy, thoracic surgeon. Now, I don't really give a shit about all this history stuff, but we'll muddle through.
Good chair, good chair.
Oh, thanks. So what brings you in?
Well, I've been having some chest pain.
Chest? Let's cut you open.
Next, Dr. David Belmonte.
You may now enter.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Belmonte. I'll be in your brain this evening. But before we get started, what are your pronouns?
Excuse me? Bippity boppity boo. You suck.
Well, next up we have Dr. Anjanette Stoltz. Remember to ask the patient how they like to receive their information.
You may now enter.
Hello. What brings you in today?
I've been having this terrible tummy pain.
When was the last time you pooped?
I don't know, a couple days.
Oh, you're just constant. Wait. How would you like to receive your medical information?
With words? You can be honest with me.
Okay. Well, I think you're just constipated. Probably because you don't drink enough water, eat well, and don't know about Miralax. But honestly, 2 days is nothing. I haven't gone since, well, how long have I been on call? Anyway, to be honest, the last time I took was a nervous dump back.
Now that's enough. We did not mean to be that honest. Move along.
Wait, what's happening here?
You may now enter.
Knock on the door!
Oh, hey, I'm Dr. Huang. What's going on?
Well, I've been having pain in my shoulder and my belly. I never feel like I can eat pizza anymore. It's such a bummer.
That is a bummer. Tell me a little bit more about how this has been affecting your life.
Well, it all started back when I submitted ERAS. I started interviewing all over the place, but some of those interviews come in at 2 a.m., and then you have to wake up and log into the online system immediately, or else all of the spots get taken. It's a nightmare. I got so stressed that I stopped exercising. I didn't have the time or the energy to cook, so I was eating McDonald's for practically every meal. And that's around when the pain started.
It really seems like you've got a lot on your plate.
You could say that again.
Do you mind if I do a quick abdominal exam?
Sure.
So given that this is the CCA, I must now proceed with the exam in a completely exaggerated and unnatural manner in order to receive even basic passing marks. This exam will proceed in 4 portions. The first portion of the exam is that of inspection. We're inspecting the abdomen for any bumps, lumps, bruises, discolorations, pulsations, things that might give us a little more information as to what might be going on. The next portion of the exam is that of auscultation. As you can see, we've auscultated in 4 of the major quadrants of the abdomen. The next portion of the exam is that of percussions. The reason why we percuss after we auscultate is because the action of percussing or palpating the abdomen may disrupt any bowel sounds that we might pick up on with auscultation. We are going to palpate in 5 major regions of the abdomen, once in each of the major 4 quadrants and once in the suprapubic region. We have now percussed the abdomen. The final portion of this exam will be that of palpation. We will be palpating in 6 major regions of the abdomen, once in each quadrant, as well as the suprapubic and periumbilical regions. We will be palpating first light and then palpating deeply, leaving the quadrant of interest last, as it can cause undue discomfort on the patient. We will now palpate deeply. We will now assess for rebound tenderness. So the next portion of this exam is what we're going to call the Murphy's. We're looking for what's called a Murphy's sign. I'm going to have you take just a really big breath in, and I'm going to give like a deep pressure to the lower part of your right rib cage. It might be a little uncomfortable, but it'll give us a lot of information as to what might be going on. We will now assess for the Murphy's sign. All right, deep breath in. This is what is considered a positive Murphy's sign. We have now completed the abdominal exam. So it seems like you might have cholecystitis. It's inflammation of your gallbladder, basically. It could be caused by stones or a few other things. I'm gonna make a referral to a surgeon, but you also seem a bit overwhelmed, so I'm gonna make a referral to a therapist as well. Taking care of your physical body as well as your mental health can do wonders for your overall well-being.
Thank you, doctor. Thanks for taking me seriously. And hey, you take care of yourself too, you know. You look exhausted.
You know, I'm fine.
Wow! Way to go, Huang! You've done it again!
You there! Ugly green doctor. Yes, you. Congratulations! You have won our CCA tournament! You will now be bestowed the honor to embark upon a noble quest.
A quest? I'm already on a quest. I'm on a quest to get all the boarders out of my ED, which, by the way, why don't you specialists ever see patients down there anymore?
Oh, yes. Patience. Would you give me a moment, please?
But Lord Gelb, whatever will we tell this nightmarish man? Whatever it is, it cannot be the truth.
I actually think this strange, verdant man might be the solution to our problem. We just need to tell him a different version of the truth.
And by that you mean?
That we've been so busy writing grants all day long, we haven't had time to see any of his new patients. If only we had the best grant writer in all the land to help us with the work. Well, you see where I'm going.
That's not true, though.
Come on, Amy. Be bad with us.
Ooh, I think I see where he's going with this. We just need to convince the green one that the solution to all of his problems is for us to get what we want.
Precisely. But remember, he cannot know the truth, which is that we are never, ever going back to his sweaty, swampy ED ever again.
Okay, we need to lay it on thick.
That I can do.
We know.
With the pandemic leading to delays in medical care, we have been catastrophically overloaded with our own patients.
Yes, my last patient had an abscess that had been brewing since before Tiger King premiered. No amount of magic wand waving could get that stench out of my clothes. Also, we've been expected to use new grant opportunities to research COVID and related complications.
We're drowning. We can barely keep up as is, and with the new building going up, Michigan has been really slow to hire additional specialists, and they still need the money, and so they forced us to stop seeing patients and just write grants all day.
And I've got too many zeros in my bank account, and I can only pick up my children 4 afternoons a week. Ah! No! It's your job to see patients in the ED. If I can get you this random grant writer lady, does that mean you'll see patients again?
Yes. My friend with the grassy complexion. You have yourself a deal. Bring us Dean Seetha Monrad, and we will see your patients.
Get Dean Monrad and the ED will be empty. As empty as an optional spam session, if there was such a thing as an optional spam session.
Who would ever want to attend those?
Don't the students care about their education anymore?
Not that thick, sweetie.
As I said.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll do it. Where do I go?
Oh, I know. She's only holding the med school together as interim dean of everything.
Oh, I bet she works in Tomsey, the Tower of Medical Student Education.
Twomsey, eh? We should probably get moving.
I don't quite trust them to pull this off. We've got a lot riding on that Granny Smith-faced doc. Albin, Sisson, follow them and get the job done if they can't.
The intestines, Dr. Regenbogen, it should be your responsibility.
Absolutely not. The patient was pregnant.
But it's poop.
Pregnant?
You're admit! You know what? Let's settle this the old-fashioned way. I am Anita Malone, certified badass, Knight of the Silver Shovel, Puss Doctor in boots, and I will not be beaten. On guard.
Ha! I don't need that. I am the DRE master. Behold, the Prostate Finder 2000. Wait! EM is here! Let's send the patient back to them!
Oh, EM, I hate those guys. Let me at them. What in the name of mag checks are you doing outside of your department? You're awfully far from the ED, Huang.
Is that who I think it is?
You betcha! That's Dr. Anita Malone, the Puss Doctor in boots.
Okay, Dr. Malone, what's your problem with ED docs?
I just wish you people would actually...
I wish I could trust you to take care of my pregnant patients. If one more person does a paracentesis on a pregnant patient, I'm gonna lose my mind. Lose my mind.
I'm sorry. We talked to Mike Cole about this, and he just mentioned something about an arrow going through the belly, and I'm not even sure he was listening. I understand that you're frustrated,
Look,
but...
not every pregnant patient needs to be immediately turfed to OB. Some of them are having actual non-pregnancy related emergencies.
Well, it's just a myth that we send our female patients to OB as soon as their HCG is anything higher than 0. We usually wait till it's at least 5. Or 10.
Come on, Rob.
You know...
We're actually trying to solve a similar problem ourselves.
Will you two stop doing that?
Look, you want specialists to see your ED patients, and you want ED docs to see your pregnant patients.
So we made a dealio with the specialist. We go find them, this random grant writer lady, and then they'll see patients in the ED again.
You know, Dr. Malone, I have to apologize here for Dr. Kahn and Dr. Jones, but they're right. If specialists saw our patients in the ED, we wouldn't have to transfer your patients as quickly. As a result, we're looking for Dean Monrad.
Who?
Dr. Seetha Monrad? Oh, she's only the greatest grant writer of all time.
Interesting. You know, this might work. It's been weeks since a non-obstetric specialist saw one of my patients. Let me tell you, I had a patient with peripartum cardiomyopathy and anasarca up to her waist, but cardiology says they don't see patients on Golf Tuesdays.
Wait, that's funny. They told me they don't see dialysis patients on Pickleball Wednesdays.
All right, I'm coming with you. You could use the backup.
Ah, you're right. Monrad could be pregnant.
Maybe this old lady knows where
Old? I'll have you know that the breakfast clubbing cyanosis and edema was not that long ago. And the name's Sam Kempner. Pronoun she, hers, as in she's the best OB-GYN that ever lived, and I would love to be her.
Apologies.
Bah!
Twizzers.
These spam pages are getting so annoying. How did this Medline sales rep even get my pager number?
Did somebody say Proline?
No.
Have you ever wanted a stronger suture?
Is your surgery supply closet always understocked? Then you need Proline, 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 the very fairest suture of them all. Proline, 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 closing layers of abdominal wall. So if you don't like monocryl and want an unabsorbing filament instead, you've got to go Proline. Our patients aren't allergic and the thread is strong. The bond lasts long, you simply can't go wrong with Proline. Proline, 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 the very fairest suture of them all. Proline, 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 closing layers of abdominal wall.
Look, a plastic surgeon. They use so much suture. I think they went that way.
Oh my. These industry reps have gotten a lot more in your face since the last time I was in the hospital. Anyway, I think we're somewhere near the dean's offices, so we must not be completely lost. Oh look, it's Dean Gay.
The medical student mental health program is just one of the many successful programs we've implemented here at Michigan Medicine. Okay, not believable. How about we're so proud of how many of our students take advantage of our mental health program because it shows they're introspective. Fine. What about when the deans made it? The mental health program wasn't meant to be a longitudinal solution. It was supposed to be for more acute issues.
What are you doing?
I'm practicing my speech about the mental health program for the medical students. They're really making my job hard.
Why?
Well, we didn't realize so many students would use the mental health program for the mental health care.
But isn't it a good thing that people are getting help?
Great question. Too many students use it for their long-term care. Those with acute needs would not be able to get appointments.
Well, you could just expand the program so that all of our students could get the mental health care that they need.
But then we wouldn't have enough money to fund home bread baking parties.
Okay. Anyway, which way to the Tower of Medical Student Education?
That way. That way, I guess. Well,
Thanks, Dean Gay. Man, they get free therapy now? That's so fancy.
I know. And when we were med students, we just had to suffer and scrape and desperately read. And if we failed a quiz, all we could do was cry.
Imagine if we could go back to med school now.
I would bake so much. Bread.
I wish I could go back to med school. Life was so simple back then.
How I would love to not know my glove size and sew a banana again.
I wish I could go back to med school, to stand and blend in with the walls. The patients throw fits and you think, holy shit, at least none of this will be my fault.
pictures in PJs while snuggling my dog. Whoa.
I wish I could go home by 3.
Or get free therapy.
Or see the dentist.
Or have time to pee. I need to talk with Eric to tell me that I'm okay. We could be sitting in the computer lab, even though that's no longer a thing people do. Cramming to take the test right on a Friday, but knowing we'll take it on Monday too. Wish I could go back to med school. How do we go back to med school?
I wish I were better at Insta.
But if we were to go back to med school, think how non-traditional we'd be. We'd walk through the board and think, oh my lord, these kids are so much smarter than me.
We made it to the Ivory Tower.
Let's go in.
Oh, fiddlesticks, we have to use that app thingy.
Oh, wait, you don't need to use Responsible anymore. We just need to see your badge. It's been that way for months. Didn't you get the emails?
No. Here you go.
Yeah, whatever. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, God, my pager won't quit today. It's like everybody wants to deliver quintuplets blindfolded. How did you get yours to be so quiet, Rob?
Oops, I guess I forgot mine at home. You know, the ED might be overrun due to the Council of Specialists, but we really do our best work under pressure.
You know you can get that thing forwarded to your phone, right?
I can't hear you.
You're being a child.
I can't hear you.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
You're a sub-I. Can you sign my orders? I have 40 of them pending.
Humpty Dumpty's finally cracked. He's yelling at the food service.
I'm so hungry. Does anyone have any Funyuns or something? Oh.
Do you think I might have acromegaly?
I just found this pregnancy test in the trash. It's positive. Did anyone lose this? I really need you to put down that knife.
I can't even find the snacks.
With the skills of triumph and get the
in the building. It's been a minute, tell me how you're healing. Cause I'm about to get into my feelings. How you feeling? How you feel right now? Oh, I've been so down and under pressure. I'm way too fine to be distressed, yeah. Oh, I'm not the girl I was or used to be. Bitch, I might be better. Turn up the music, turn down the lights. I got a feeling I'm gonna be alright, okay. Alright, it's about damn time. Turn up the music, let's celebrate. I got a feeling I'm gonna be okay, okay. Alright, it's about damn time.
You spin my head right round, right around. When you go down, when you go down, down.
The top of the pole, I watch her go. She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to me. It's going down, down. From the top of the pole, I watch her go. She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to me. It's going down, down.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me. Crabs in the bucket can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one picking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want?
Murder on the beat, so it's not nice.
Booty so big, word, Lord, have mercy.
I keep pausing like I do. I keep flossing like I do. I keep saucing like I do. I keep causing like you do. All these eyes up in my jeans. You can't get up in between. You're trying to get a piece of me. I can teach you a couple things. Why you looking at me like I ain't give you no choice? If I count to 3, then you be on your knees. You ever like Cartier? Oh, you can't get this out of your mind. He say he like that Laffy Taffy. He's so goofy, call me daddy. He go stupid, he go daffy. Introduce me to his pappy. He can never live without me. I'm so real, I never capping. If he got it like that, I can take it there. Cause my
booty so big, word, Lord, have mercy.
I keep pausing like I do. I keep flossing like I do. I keep saucing like I do. I keep causing like you do. All these eyes up in my jeans. You can't get up in between. You're trying to get a piece of me. I can teach you a couple of things. I keep pausing like I do. I keep flossing like I do. I keep saucing like I do. I keep causing like you do. All these eyes up in my jeans. You can't get up in between. You're trying to get a piece of me. I can teach you a couple of things.
I never miss a beat. I'm lightning on my feet, and that's what they don't see. That's what they don't see. I'm dancing on my own. Make the moves up as I go, and that's what they don't know. That's what they don't know. But I keep cruising.
What the fuck was that?
Honestly, dude, I have no idea. Those M4s are way too full of themselves.
You know what? Let's bring them down a little bit.
I got you. For example, Rachel, pretty on brand of you to cast yourself, despite being a czar, as like the sexy dermatologist in this year's Smoker. I mean, it's fine though, because we love you almost as much as you love the attention.
John Gerlach. As many of you may know because he never stops talking about it, John is a medical ethics fellow here. So John, will you tell us, is it ethically permissible to force your little brother to run Spotlight for the show? Just because your only friends are all on stage? Thank you, Will.
Will, you're crushing it tonight, man. Serena. Honestly, Serena, I gotta start off by thanking you because you really covered my ass every single night before rehearsal. You know, you're pretty good at that, covering people's asses. In fact, last night, you covered your own ass when you cut every single incriminating line from the script about the OB-GYN department. Good luck with your match.
Crystal, we're on to you. The whole cast knows that you secretly turned the temperature in our rehearsal room all the way up just so that you could wear as little clothes as possible and show off your smoking hot legs. So honestly, we're surprised that you're wearing anything at all right now.
Good job putting on pants today. Erin. Honestly, it was so hard coming up with a roast for you. You're such a great guy with all the work that you put in for set design, you know, painting all the backdrops, doing costume design, helping with the promo video. Oh, wait a minute. This comment's for your girlfriend, Dana.
Get out of here.
Beat it. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, I know you guys are all a little bit tipsy from your bathroom break during intermission to recall this absolutely airtight plot that is unfolding before you.
So buckle up, folks, because we're about to give you a high-yield review. Curtain up. Hit it. So what did you miss?
What did you miss?
And one in the very front row is Unky better than this.
Nah. Mom and Dad, you came to see your little baby.
Silly you thought that we'd be done already.
And 3s and M4s go home, you're too drunk for this. There's a team called the Council Specialists, led by your favorite neurologist. Yeah, problem is none of them can write a grant. Magic Mirror Carol Teener has the answer. Hire Seetha, she can be the grant writer-in-chief.
Me?
Too bad she's gone and locked herself in a room. The dean is spread too thin, but McKean's keeping her on task.
Looking at the status board, Huang can't believe the mess he sees. The specialist won't see his patients down in the ED. He's headed to the council now to right this wrong. Malone, Jones, and Kahn decide to tag along. They journey on until they get to town.
The doctors held a contest of Dr. Prowess that's called the CCA. Find a hero to go and retrieve Monrad.
Huang accidentally enters and his ED skill sets dominate the day.
He agrees to their task so long as they clear out his ED.
Deal?
He's on his way.
So that's what you missed.
What did you miss?
That's what you missed.
You paid for this.
In case you had to get up and take a piss.
Kidneys, well thank you for this.
Buckle in for a few more hours.
Kidding, we might wish you stuck with sending flowers.
But you're on your own if you're still lost after this.
So class dismissed.
Dr. Huang, it's time to go.
Dr. Huang, it's time to go and get Team Monrad.
Dr. Huang, get on with the show.
Dearest Dr. Huang, if you bring Monrad back, they'll see all of the consoles.
So that's what you missed.
Here it is, Monrad's tower. What's the plan?
Why don't we just grab her and then bring her down?
You can't just make her. She has to want to come down. Haven't you heard of shared decision making?
Shared decision making?
Yeah, it's where we gaslight our patients into thinking that our directives are their ideas.
Well, we don't do that in the ED. If someone doesn't do what I want them to do, I just intubate them.
Excuse me, I'm Dean Erin McKean. Can I help you?
McKean is an actual dragon?
Huh, I guess that explains the fires in the OR last year.
Almighty Dragon McKean, we are pleased to make your acquaintance. We have traveled for what feels to be an unnaturally long time. We are looking for Dean Monrad. Where is she? Where is she? I don't know.
I know that I'm an administrator, but I can't actually hear what you're saying.
Well, that would be a first.
Monrad's busy. You can talk to her personal administrative assistant. Curtis!
You rang?
These visitors are looking for an appointment with Dean Monrad.
It's very important. Like right now.
Yes. She is very busy. It looks like she has availability in 2 to 4 business years.
Jeez, and I thought PCPs were overbooked.
Like I said, she's very busy. Whatever you need to see her for can't possibly be as important as what she's working on now. She's coming up with a new name for EBM.
EDM? Isn't that what the kids are listening to these days?
No, she means evidence-based medicine.
See, this is exactly why we need a new name for it. But as Monrad's accountability buddy, there ain't no way you're getting up there.
But we need...
You think I care? Go back to whatever underfunded basement you crawled out of, honey.
Well, that went just about as well as step 1.
Oh, didn't you fail step 1?
Yeah. But then I retook it, and I passed. So it literally does not matter. We just have to regroup and try again.
Okay, all right.
The next morning,
Good morning, birds. Good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. The sun's so big, it hurts my eyes. But really, that's okay. A brand new day with things to do. So many plans to make. I've had 6 cups of coffee, so I'm really wide awake. I've always been a morning dragon, a morning girl. Hooray! What? Yes, I'm covering the SICU. I love taking an extra ICU call. Nothing like a SICU Saturday. What's that? Respiratory distress. Increase the PEEP? I don't know. I'm not a pulmonologist. Say again? It's working. Great. Just keep going. Peep, 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 peep. Hooray. Peep, 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 peep. Hooray. Peep, peep, peep,
trauma. Good morning, sky, say, have you heard? Today is a Saturday. I'm working, but I love my job, or seem to anyway. I'll type all day, then be on call, and smile forevermore. Someone will need an ENT. It's me and the war. I've always been a morning dragon, a morning girl. Hooray!
Oh, my.
Good God.
Maybe anesthesia leaked some of their happy gas in the OR. I don't know. I've never seen it this acute before.
Okay, focus, people. Jones, Kahn, are you guys ready?
Listen, I know we haven't been the most helpful.
We got this.
Just wait for our signal.
My heavens, Dean McKean!
What are you two doing here? You are not getting to Monrad.
Oh no, of course not. We understand the sacred bond between accountability buddies.
We just happened to be reading the latest issue of the Journal of Head and Neck Surgery.
When we heard an angelic voice coming from the tower.
Oh, well, that's nothing.
Oh, no, we're not just blowing smoke here. You're really good. Have you ever performed for an audience before? You know, I was just talking with Zach London, and his band is looking for a new lead singer.
But the hard tacos are real rock stars. I just couldn't live up to the Z-Man's legacy.
So what are you working on here? Oh, you're drafting a very extensive email, basically just telling all of the med students that they should focus more on their own wellness. That's such a good idea! It's amazing that no one's ever thought of that before.
Oh, yeah, you know, as much as they're meant to feel like mealworms, they still, technically, are human and need to feel love and laughter.
That's so true. Great point. I love brainstorming. What else do you think we can do to make med students think they really matter?
You know what you should do? You should let all the med students have the leftover resident lunches.
Wow, what a great idea. Why aren't you guys on the wellness committee? I mean, I was going to do something for them like, I don't know, parking passes so they wouldn't have to walk 30 minutes alone in the dark to get to work. But, you know, your idea seems so much more special. Let's go do some gravity rounds walking in THSL and talk some more about it.
Okay.
I feel like I can see St. Joe's from up here.
Hey, who's there? Is that another medical student with a grade grievance? You'd think giving 40% of them honors would shut them up.
How can there be so many stairs? There's no way this is ADA compliant. I would know. I czarred a smoker at Lady Mendelsohn.
Oh, the elevators are right over there, but they've been under construction longer than the med student gateway.
Okay, are you Seetha Monrad, the greatest grant writer in all of Michigan medicine?
Well, I don't know about that. I think all the Midwest, at least. And who are you? You look vaguely familiar.
Well, I'm Anita Malone, but most people just call me the Puss
Oh,
Doctor in
the
Boots.
Puss Doctor in Boots. That's right. I've heard so much about you. It is great to meet you. But what about you? And did you know that you're green?
Oh, yeah. Rob Huang, emergency department. As for my coloring, oh, that's none of your business. You spend enough time in my department and you'll turn an ugly color too. Who are all these children?
Oh, these? They're medical students. Don't you recognize them?
Hey, Dr.
Hey, get back down.
Oh, yep, sorry. We came here to get us ideas for our PBSI assignments.
PBSI? I thought it was pronounced Pabussy.
No one's ever said that. Anyway, Dean Monrad was kind enough to let us use her ideas in exchange for performing menial tasks to help her achieve her wellness goals.
Is that allowed?
Who cares? It's just PBSI. It's not like when you steal Jell-O off of patients' trays.
Hey, how do you know about that?
I'm Ben. Ben? Ben took? I rotated with you for 3 months. You said I needed to read more?
Doesn't really narrow it down.
Rob, focus. Seetha, you're probably wondering what we're doing here. We are here to offer you yet another job. Isn't that exciting?
Another one.
How did you even get up here? The last time someone tried to bust me out, Dragon McKean talked to them about Harry Styles until they literally died of boredom. How did you get past Erin?
Well, we have a couple of general practitioners with them. They are talking about how to improve medical student mental health, so I think you're on your own at this point.
Dr. Monrad, I have a lot of really good ideas about medical student mental health and...
Anyway, I appreciate the offer, but I really love my current job. I mean, the career that I have. I love it, I really do. And I don't think I can take on something new.
So tell me, what do you like about your current jobs?
Well, I love the interaction with students and working through their problems and feeling like I'm part of a bigger community, you know? Like I'm really giving back and helping those around me.
So sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Here's your chamomile tea. It's afebrile, just like you asked.
Oh, thank you so much, Julie Kozowski. Can I fill out your blue card for you?
You do that? And you know their names? I've never seen another doc do that on purpose.
Yeah, I had to pretend mine was a petition to rename the new medical center building to Old White Man Medical Center.
Isn't that just the VA?
Wait, we're supposed to have doctors sign them? I thought we were supposed to forge them.
Yeah, please do that. It really works better for everyone.
So, what I'm hearing is you like working with people, you like solving problems, and if you're being honest, you like people needing you.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I love it, I really do. And I don't think I can take on something new.
So, what kinds of things have you had to miss because of all of your jobs?
Well, you guys can take 5. I really wish I could pick up my kids from school every now and then. Or maybe even play with some smush-faced dogs.
So would you say you'd be interested in a position where you can set your own hours, solve problems, help others, and be the boss? Avoid burnout? Oh my Lord.
Where in medicine can you do that?
Well, here's the thing. We've been sent to offer you a position with the Council of Specialists.
Yeah, it's this really cool job where you write just like all of their research grants.
But why would I do that? I already write all the grants for the medical school. Oh, would I get to do more mentoring?
No, but it does seem like you could use a break from whatever this is. With the council, you'd be able to work from home and spend more time with your family. And you'd be the most important person for research at all of Michigan medicine.
Work from home? Really? Well, I guess I should at least meet with them for an interview.
Okay, that's the spirit. Thank you for partnering with us as we explore your career options.
Come on, let's get out of here before Beth and Jason convince McKean to rename EBM some weird shit.
Ooh, shit! Statistics having impact together. I like that.
Wait, she's leaving us? But she's our PI.
How are we supposed to find research projects? You mean we're supposed to have interests of our own?
What are we gonna do without her devastating criticism?
Will she be available by email?
God, med school blows! Curtis, my angel, can I have a pitch, please? Somebody once told me the hospital would wreck me. They told me to keep thinking ahead.
She was looking kinda mean like a medical school dean, and my heart really fell doom and dread.
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Stick to the books and you'll hit the ground running. Did it make sense to prioritize that? Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb.
So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with streaming triple speed?
You never learn what you don't know. You'll never have time to go home.
Hey now, you're in med school. One job is done. Repeat. Hey now, you're in med school. Finish on key. Don't sleep. Too much dumb shit to do. Feels like we will never make it through.
It's a tough place, but they say it gets tougher. Don't complain now or your grades will suffer. But administrators beg to differ. Say mental health can never fit into the picture.
You get so stressed, your hairline's thin.
I keep breaking out, see this pimple on my chin.
My brain's on fire, how about yours?
Just you wait till we study for the boards.
Hey now, you're in med school. Keep it rounding, don't leave. Hey now, you're in med school. Keep retracting, don't leave.
Trying to make it through. Thinking about the good that we can do.
What in the name of interception is that?
Excuse me, my pager. HTTPS:// Zoom.um.
Oh my God, those Luddites paged our Zoom link. Give it to me, Doug, before we go extinct.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Lord Gelb.
My lord?
Hello?
Gelbship. I think you're muted.
What? Oh, Lord.
The button.
You're muted, bro!
Yes.
Thank you, Lena. Can you hear me now?
Oh, God! Yes! Yes. Lord Gelb, it's so nice to hear your soothing drone once again.
Dr. Albin, Dr. Sisson, thank you for checking in. How have things been going?
Things are going swimmingly, my lord. Dr. Huang is bringing Dean Monrad to you as we speak.
Excellent. Everything is going according to my plan. It's only a matter of time before we never have to see a single new patient ever again.
But, Gelb, how are we going to deal with Huang when he brings Dean Monrad to us? Surely, he'll still be expecting us to see those new consults.
Don't worry about that, honey. Dean Monrad is a specialist. She'll be on our side, and she won't care if Huang gets screwed. Besides, she's also an administrator, so she's totally used to promising things all the time that people can't follow through on.
It's like how we promise students need-based financial aid, but then don't make accommodations for non-traditional students with families and mortgages.
This is your bibbity-bobbity best idea, since forcing medical students to take the GELF instead of the nationally recognized neurology shelf.
Yes, I am aware of the prowess of my prefrontal cortex. Now hurry back, you two. Dougie needs a sponge bath.
Oh yeah.
goodness we found them. My ass was starting to cramp.
Oh, yeah, I was starting to cramp. Oh, where are the V8 golf carts when you need them? Walking your way to wellness is a lot more difficult when you're the one actually doing the walking. Hey, you got the grant writer! A pleasure to meet you, your deanness. I'm Dr. Jason Kahn, and this is Beth Jones. I gotta say, your dragon friend back there has a lot of interesting ideas about improving student wellness.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you both. And that topic can get Dragon McKean a little fired up.
Sounds like you've been working overtime in that tower. Just wait till you see how life is here with the Council of Specialists.
Rob has been telling me all about the council. Hey, I heard a crazy rumor. Is it true that they get to go home before the sun sets?
Why not? It's not like they're seeing patients in their free time.
What do you mean they're not seeing patients? I'm sure their services are incredibly busy.
With what? They're not taking patients from my ED. No, I just think they don't care anymore.
Don't care? That's not true. Why do you think we went into medicine?
Seetha. You've been so busy, working so many jobs, that you don't even do what you say you went into medicine to do.
Okay, Rob, calm down. I'm sure specialists put in a lot of work too. Seetha, I'm sure you've done tons of consults, even if you don't see your patients face to face.
Well, not since fellowship.
See, you specialists are so out of touch. A&O times zip, zero, zilch. I can't believe we even have the same degree. I bet you don't even know how to do a physical exam.
False. I bet if we took the CCA route right now, I'd score higher.
Oh boy.
Here we go. That's funny you should mention. You're talking to the CCA champion.
No way.
Yes way. Listen, I only sleep for 4 hours every night because I'm actually up treating patients, while you're up in your literal ivory tower just having med students stroke your ego.
Oh, those are some fighting words, Huang. You know, when I first met you, I thought, wow, this is the grumpy ED curmudgeon everyone's been talking about. He seems nice, but of course, you're just like everyone else in that swamp. You're a mean, green rudeness machine.
And you act like you're Marshall Runge's gift to medicine. But no one in trouble has ever yelled, oh no, someone call a rheumatologist.
Watch yourself, Huang. I did a whole internal medicine residency before my fellowship, so I can treat anyone you can, only better. Anyone you can treat, I can treat better. I can treat anyone better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
can.
can't. No,
Yes,
you
I can.
Any doc you can train, I can train smarter. I can train residents better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I treat acidosis with a good prognosis.
I treat spondylitis, lupus, and arthritis.
I can work all through the night.
You can do that?
Yep.
So can a bat.
Any line you can place, I can place faster.
I can stick any vein faster than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
can.
can't.
Yes,
No, you can't.
Wait, I thought you placed IVs in the ED all the time.
Well, we actually just get the nurse to do it. I don't think I've placed an IV since, 2009? My caffeine tolerance is 10 times higher.
I spend way more time at Einstein's than you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
Yes,
No, you
I
I can start digoxin.
I can start Rituxan.
I can stop digoxin.
Duh, 'cause it's a toxin.
I can do most anything.
Can you recite pi?
No.
Neither can I.
All of my patients think I am much kinder.
I am much kinder to patients than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
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 No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can't deal with you right now. Plus, it's already 5 p.m. I have to go find a call room.
What does she need a call room for? Come on, we need to get going. I have patients I need to see in my ED.
Okay, there's no need to yell, Rob. Let's just calm down. I'll go talk to Seetha. You take a lap, cool off. It's gonna be fine. We'll figure this out. We'll get the job done. It's fine.
Halt! What is it, my fair-haired child?
It's wrong. It's all wrong, I say. It's wrong! Our plan is falling apart, just as Lord Gelb feared.
Now, Tomothy, don't worry. If Huang screwed the proverbial pooch, that just means that we can sweep in and save the day.
What the hell is a pooch?
I don't know, but it's proverbial. His Gelbship will be ever so pleased.
But Seetha, she stormed off, never to help us, because they're fighting.
Well, they just might make up. Keep watching to find out. Come, let's see where Monrad's run off to, shall we?
Ponyta, attend to me.
Seetha, are you okay? What are you doing?
You caught me. I'm an awful dean. I'm a fraud. I can't work as hard as everyone expects me to. If it's after 5 p.m., I just hit a wall and can't think. Gosh, I'm so tired, Anita. At first, I was just sitting here and watching the news, and then I was watching The Office, and before you know it, it was the Real Housefolk of Ann Arbor.
Oh, honey.
I know. And now I'm hooked. What if I miss a week and Haley Talbot Stetsko switches back from hemp yogurt to oat yogurt like she's been working through with her spiritual counselor? What if I miss that? That would be a tragedy.
What are you saying?
I'm a mess. I'm so ashamed.
Seetha, you don't always have to have everything so put together. If you need some time to yourself to just unwind, that's okay.
What? But I'm a dean. I'm multiple deans and a mom. But when I think about all the things that I have to accomplish, I just find myself here, wasting time contemplating all the things I should be doing.
Don't should all over the place. You're exhausted. It's okay. We all are. Look, being a doctor is really hard. Being a woman doctor is even harder. I've been an OB-GYN for a really, 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 really long time. And whenever I think, I'm getting sad or down like this, I just think about all of the incredible things that practicing medicine has done for me, for my patients. Let me paint you a picture.
Just beyond the introitus, a canal covered in rugae. My trusted speculum is showing me the way, and that's how I spend my day. The cervix in the distance, it's like a donut in the Tim Hortons display. Watch a stretch and a face, making room for a head. Yeah, and that's how I spend my day. They come in all shapes and sizes,
sure that everyone worldwide will find a way to set down their bias, to stand beside our sisters and see the strength the way I do today. They are superhuman. That's why this is how I spend my day. I will fight for the patients I care for each
Bruh, I have never been more totally stoked to be an Eggman.
Carl! Carl! The doctor said you have to stay in bed. Carl! Have you been smoking again?
Wait a second. So, you're telling me that whenever you feel like you're falling apart, you just go to Vulva Wonderland and you feel better?
Yes. And you go to Real Housefolk. Seetha, we all have our own ways of coping. You just need to identify them and make time for them, even if that means giving up some of your work responsibilities.
Oh my gosh, has that always been the secret to wellness? Just doing less work and making more time for yourself? Not free yoga, massage chairs in the team room, or deep breathing exercises?
I mean, it's a start.
But how do I start? Nobody I work with seems to want to talk about how tired they are all the time.
Start with us. I don't know. Rob Huang is outside, and he literally talks about this stuff all the time. I mean, he's so tired of working in a system that prioritizes prestige over patient care. He's miserable. Maybe if you talk with one person, it'll get easier to start talking to other people about it, and then, I don't know, maybe one day it'll get better.
You're right. And I guess I already have talked to one person about it.
Who?
You, Anita. Thank you, Puss Doctor. You're like a pretty good thinky-feely brain doctor, too.
There really should be a name for that.
Yeah.
Owen, Tom, I can see you. Have you been there the whole time just spying on us? What are you doing here?
And why are you dressed like Carol Kaufman?
Lord Gelb sent us to follow you in case the Green One messed things up, which it seemed he did since you two were fighting and you stormed off.
Hey, what's this about the Green One messing things up? Seetha, I came to apologize. I've just been a little overwhelmed recently, and it makes me act like a bit of an ogre to my coworkers. I'm sorry I said those things to you.
That's okay, Rob. It happens to the best of us. To tell you the truth, I've been feeling pretty worn down too. I know you think I'm this rock star that somehow does the job of 3 deans, publishes research, mentors students, and revolutionizes medical education, but I've been feeling really tired. This crazy thing has been happening to me every single night at 5 p.m. where I suddenly just feel the need to be in a onesie and on a couch watching really bad TV.
But that's like the most normal thing about you.
You see, I told you they'd understand.
I just didn't think this would ever happen to me.
It just happens to all of us. You know, ED docs have this reputation of being non-stop, life-saving machines. But we really just go home and binge TV as soon as our 8 hours are up. We complain, but we're not that good at asking for help.
Honestly, hearing about how you two get strength from treating your patients really resonated with us. These last few fortnights, it seems that really clinic has felt draining more than anything else.
I concur. These past few fortnights have been especially horrendous. On Palm, we had COVID.
then new COVID, then long COVID. Now, what is it? A thripledemic? I don't even know what that is.
We're totally overwhelmed with grant writing responsibilities and seeing patients in committees. I think that's the reason why we specialists stopped seeing patients in the first place.
I guess it's been a tough few years for everyone. It seems like we're all way past our limits.
You know, maybe the specialists on the council could learn from you two and the strength you draw from treating your patients and helping them rather than getting bogged down in insurance hassles and billing and paperwork.
You see, this is what I've been trying to tell you all. This job grinds us into the ground. We need to call it what it is. We're burned out. No. We need to stop shushing each other every time we try to talk about this. We need to talk about this.
But I've never heard anyone say the B word aloud.
Yeah, in the ED, it's an automatic 50 push-ups for anyone who says the B word out loud. And no one has the muscle to pull that off anymore. Not even Dr. Will Peterson.
Did you ever?
See, saying the big bad B word in our clinic is an oopsie daisy.
If you talk about it, then you'll have to do something about it. I hate to contradict you attendings, but there's a reason that this is a rule. It's the unsolvable problem, the big kahuna. It's nice that you've finally noticed it, but those of us who are still in training think about this every day.
This problem is so much bigger than anything you could even imagine. In fact, like every other problem in healthcare, just do what you always do about it and shut up, soldier on.
No, I actually agree with the attendings about this. I feel like we could improve burnout at the very least. Can't we just talk about it?
No. We don't talk about burnout. No. We don't talk about burnout. But it was my intern year.
It was her intern year.
On my first rotation, I had nothing but hope in my eyes.
Young and naive, she gets
Got
by.
patients to save, but find some cannot pay.
Cobra.
They're trying to take off AMA.
It's better than crushing medical debt.
Try to treat them best I can.
Try to partner with him.
Without any insurance plan.
From the system.
For-profit healthcare should be banned.
This happens far too often,
But we don't talk about burnout. No. We don't talk about burnout.
Hey, told us being doctors were being money and glory, but residency paints an altogether different story. Working 80-hour weeks is not what I had planned. Miss so many weddings, birthday trips, and graduations, falling short of family and patient expectations. I'm about to crack under the vast thankless demands, all the damn demands.
70 notes you must write by 10, even though you know no one will read them, and you just pump out reviews until you're dead. Hey.
We don't talk about burnout. No. We don't talk about burnout. I only see my kids when they're asleep.
Good night. I pay my loans and uncontrollably weep.
Mandatory wellness panels make me just wanna scream.
No. And who needs therapy and home yoga's free?
I look at skin and the moles on your chin, and I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams. I come in at 9:30 a.m. and I work only 3 days a week.
Your second patient's on their way.
All I want is to care for the sick without the burden of fixing systemic injustice. It's sometimes too much to bear.
I don't have to treat
anymore. It's too much to bear.
Burnout. Yeah, about that burnout. I really wanna talk about burnout. Give me the truth on physician burnout.
Time to suffer.
I'm kind of getting a funny feeling that I'm not the only one who's burned out.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
What? How could that possibly be good?
Well, being burned out obviously sucks. But I always thought you were more concerned with climbing the ladder of success than actually, helping people. Turns out you do care, you just don't have the bandwidth to show it.
Wow, I'm so glad I was able to redeem myself in your eyes.
No, what I'm saying is if you're burned out, it's not just you that suffers. It's your patients and it's the people you work with.
That's true, especially if we forget to take time for ourselves.
I'm sorry, guys. I need to find different ways to decompress. Maybe I could explore some hobbies outside of work. Maybe we could even do something together sometime. We could play Mario Kart. I hear Anita is the queen of Rainbow Road.
I would love that, Rob. And then we can all watch Real Housefolk with Seetha.
And then can we make waffles?
As delightful as that all sounds, I think we can agree there are more pressing matters at hand. Dean Monrad, would you be willing to accompany us back to the council? I really think his Gelbship needs to hear about this new burnout thing.
Of course, I think the more we talk about it, the better. Although I think the LCME may be onto us right now.
What the hell is an LCME? Dearest fairy godmommy, mama.
Yes, Timothy?
Might you please teleport us back to the council chambers post haste?
Who talks like that?
I can transport us back expeditiously. As long as you're willing to sign a magical consent form saying you understand the consequences of failure and the alternative to fairy magic.
Anything to get to the end. We really have to pee.
Wait. Couldn't you just have done this at the beginning? Okay, we're here. The neuro department's door is locked. Albin, Sisson, do you guys have keys?
Dr. Albin, how about you try Aloha Mora?
No. Harry Polyp was 5 years ago. And anyways, why would we have the keys?
Aren't you on the council?
Well, yeah, but you see, Lord Gelb, he's the only one that has the keys to the neurology department.
Never mind. I've got an idea. Open bracket, spam, close bracket. Looking for a copy of Introduction to Clinical Neurology.
6th edition.
Oh yeah. 6th edition.
Is someone trying to localize a copy of my book?
No, but we did what you asked. We brought you Dean Monrad.
Yay! This is excellent news. I'm elated. Welcome, Dean Monrad, to the sweet life.
Okay, you guys can catch up later. We had a deal. You said if I brought you Dean Monrad, you would see patients in my ED again. I've got 3 I need you to check out right now.
Yes, we did have a deal, which, like most of my students, I will not be honoring.
So you're saying I did all of this just for you to go back on your word? You snake.
I'm not a snake. I am a neurologist. And you are a moron.
Hold on. I'm not okay with this either. I can't join a council that double crosses their own colleagues. And that's besides the point. My trip to Vulva Wonderland with Dr. Malone showed me that patients enrich medicine. We should be seeing more of them, not fewer. It's all the administrative busy work that bogs us down, like writing paperwork or filling out notes.
Vulva Wonderland? More patience? This is word salad. Did you knock your Wernicke's area on the way here?
Your Gelbness, mayhap hear them out. They may have a point. You see, I've no charm left in me by the end of my clinic. The shine in mine eye, it even starts to fade, and this hair, it starts to look dull and flat.
My godson is right. While we were on our journey, we saw these people who were dreadful and had the appearance of residents. They reminded us that we all experienced this...
Look, guys, I think the puss is out of the boots on that one.
Oh no.
Just say burnout.
Oh. Maybe he has a point, you guys. Also, I'm fine, everyone. Thanks for checking.
Enough of this nonsense. Please get out of my department.
Wait, Dr. Gelb, why did you make neurologic in the first place? And why do you care so much about teaching students to localize lesions? It's because you love the puzzle of pinpointing a patient's neurodeficits and figuring out the cause, like pigs finding truffles. Don't you miss that rush?
Why, yes. I can't believe I had forgotten. Oh, hippocampi. I will never neglect you again. But even if we do admit that we are burnt out and that we want to see new patients, how are we ever going to do that with all of our administrative work?
And are we back to where we started?
Well, what if I told you I had a Michigan answer, trademark? Oh, impeccable timing!
Oh, Seetha, I missed you so much. I thought you might need these friends while working for the council.
Oh, well, I won't be working for the council anymore, but I guess...
Good, we found you.
We did all the birthday shopping you were worried about for the spring.
We even found some tax loopholes, so they're deductible.
I noticed your thank you cards were a little bit behind, so I went ahead and wrote one for your assistant. Could you sign it, please?
Oh, thank you so much. Hand it here.
What is happening?
She uses med students for everything. They even cool her tea.
Laura Hayward, this is amazing. You wrote so concisely, while also capturing my signature kindness.
Thanks, I actually made a dot phrase for it.
Dr. Monrad, quit stalling and either give me this magical solution to burnout or get out!
If only we had a large group of people willing to perform menial tasks in exchange for hastily written rec letters.
You mean to say that medical students might actually be useful?
I sure am. Medical students have been amazing at keeping me afloat. They were so helpful while I was in my tower juggling grant writing and administrative duties. They do anything I ask.
Rob, if the medical students handle the grant writing and administrative responsibilities as Dean Monrad is suggesting, and the residents take care of the inpatient services, we'll have time to see your patients in the ED ASAP.
Same goes for all your consults. And your pregnant patients, Dr. Malone.
Finally!
This is an impressive opportunity for the students. The educational value here at Michigan Medical School is unmatched. I think we can raise tuition by even more than 12.3% next year.
Oh, yay! We'll finally be able to order those custom Wolverine onesies for the Tag Days Happy Van drivers. Dr. Malone, we can even get yours embroidered with your real, unique name, Island Girl.
Yes! Everybody really does win!
You know, I didn't think that our little ragtag group could do much to change anything in the hospital. But it turns out you could say that I'm a believer.
I guess this is happily ever after.